Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Rational Investor. It's a bit of a different setting today, meaning that, of course, we do have Kevin by our side who's driving the bus, but Brian is taking a break this week, so it's just me and Kevin, of course. But for this Monday, it's just me, and that can be either a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know, but I will try to do my best to give you guys value. And I don't want it to like Brian is awesome in reading the markets and all that kind of stuff. I think my strong suit is the programming part. So I'm just going to quickly gaze over the charts and give you guys my idea and then move on to something more exciting that I find is more valuable that I can give you guys than chart analysis. So anyway, Bitcoin. What do they say again? Tastes great, something like that. I got a bunch of mixed signals here. Personally, I'm waiting for the 52,000 level to start hunting short setups. If we even get there. But on a daily, we are clearly overbought, and I was kind of thinking like that this MACD divergence would start to confirm. But today it's kind of recovering again. And as you can see on the RSI, the way I use the RSI, in combination with the Bollinger Bands, it still has room to go up. But this morning, when I first loaded up my screen, I really was convinced, well, not convinced, but I was looking into something like this being the most plausible scenario, which can still happen. But there's some strong movement here. The volume is still kind of meh, nothing to be too much too excited about. But of course, if BTC goes, everything goes. So maybe it's the other way around in case of Luna, one of the darlings. As I said in the lounge, I also did take some profits. I sold about 20% of my stack, which is a trading stack. The other part is just staking, yielding, doing all kind of things, making it impossible for me to quickly exit the market and trade. I was looking to reload below 12 again, which can still happen. And you can see that we did make this kind of a bit of a strange M. And I had the overbought signal and the MACD going down and the RSI crossing back in. But today we're moving up again. So we'll see if this brings us back to the plus, well, 18, 20 territory, where one could consider hunting a short setup. Like Brian said, I believe it was last week or maybe two daily briefs ago, there are plenty of people that are locked in here that are sleeping in the barn. I believe that that was the analogy he was making. So we might get some tough resistance up here. Personally, I sold my trading stack. I'm looking to buy it back again lower. If it doesn't happen, that's fine as well. I don't really care. Then at least I've taken some profits again, so that's fine. One other position, I'm just going my default list of positions real quick. It's flow traders, and nothing's changing there. I'm still waiting for them to basically fill this gap up to 36 and a half, something like that. We did cross in the lower channel. The MACD is still heading higher. The volume is lacking, but there is this big gap up here. And I mean, the markets are going a bit strong lately, so it wouldn't surprise me if we do get some more, to say the word, and I kind of hate it now, but COVID at the end of the year, and there will be some more volatility on the markets, which might bring this back up to higher levels again. Speaking about COVID, I don't want to talk about it. I'm very frustrated by it all, but I feel like I should address it. And this was the first time in 6, 7 years at TRI that I've used my admin powers for something other than helping people join a channel. This was the first time I actually removed someone from a channel and also made the COVID channel private. That's not because I had enough of the COVID talk, but that's because there were some personal. It became personal, and I feel like that's not something that TOI should be about. It should really be about markets, and I think there are other places where people can talk just about COVID. I mean, if there's a market relationship, that's fine from a macroeconomics perspective. If it's just sharing good information and posting along with why you are posting this to the TY community, so that there's some fundamental behind it. For example, I'm posting this because this really opened my eyes and it changed my view on this or this. It's all good, but it's now in an invite only channel. So if you want to be in the channel, let me know. I will add you, and everything will be fine. But there were some messages posted, just full transparency, where someone said that I'm surely going to die, and my wife will die as well if she got the vaccine because of me, and that's just a bridge too far for me and not okay. And I didn't feel comfortable at all with those kind of statements and attacks. So that led me to at least closing down the channel a little bit for everyone. So anyway, if you still want to be part of it, just give me a sign, and I will also assign some moderators in the channel, so there are more people who can invite members. Enough about that topic. Unless anyone has something to say. Joseph says that's too bad. I'm not sure what part you're referring to, but the channel is still there. It's just a bummer that for the first time in TOI history to remove someone from a channel. What I wanted to talk about today, which I have been promising for, I guess, 2 weeks now, is oh wait, maybe first the development update, real short. Development update, everything's going fine, never been closer, yada yada yada. Today we've been working on bracket orders, a lot of stuff. I will walk you guys through it one day. But anyway, progress is being made, just not as fast again as I wished for. This was about the algo trading. We do have another developer working on the dashboard and the screeners. And the conflict we have there is that the template we used for the member section years back was built on Bootstrap 3, and a lot of the new plugins that were used for the new screener environment are built upon Bootstrap 4. But those two are not compatible at all, and the creator of our template stopped his services and his company, so there's no update for the template available. So it takes a lot more time to basically have Bootstrap 3 and 4 at the same time on the website and migrating the pages to Bootstrap 4 for the ones who are into to front end. Okay, so something more exciting, at least what I'm more excited about, and you probably never heard me talk about this one, is Terra. What I'm going to do is show you guys some possibilities on how you could do some yield farming, use your Luna, all that kind of stuff. I recommend that you have some kind of course, in the perfect scenario, you have some kind of hardware wallet. For example, like a Ledger. That's one of them. The Ledger Nano X or Nano S has support for Terra or Luna, and you could create a wallet on there and use it as a hardware device when doing transactions. Of course, if you just want to dip your toes into it, it's fine, I guess, if you have a wallet created and you take several security measures. For example, you can see that this Brave instance that I launched, or this profile that I used, is called demo. Or maybe you can't see it because it's a hover. but this one is called demo, and there are no plugins installed in this browser profile, which I would recommend that you create a profile for every new protocol that has its own browser plugin, for example. I'm going a bit from left to right, but stay with me, it becomes more clear. So if you don't have the hardware wallet and you want to start somewhere, I would start by downloading Station Wallet. This is basically a wallet running on your desktop that you can use to do some staking, and you can use to manage your funds and create a wallet and all that kind of stuff. But to make this easy, we're going to use the Chrome plugin. So for Brave, because it's built on the same engine as Chrome, you can Google Chrome, Terra, Luna, and I haven't really prepared this, but we'll see how quickly we can find this extension. Oh, this is going smooth. Let's see. Chrome extensions. Here we go. Google Chrome Web Store. Terra, Luna. I'm sure we can find one. Terra, here it is, Terra Station. This is the one that you would like to download. Luckily, there are no other extensions called Terra. This is the one. So you would add this to Brave just by clicking this and adding it as an extension in your browser. It's checking. Now it's installed. I get a pop-up message that you guys don't see, but it says Devastation has been added to Brave. Use the icon to start using this extension, basically. We will pin this. So here we have our extension. Now, if I open it, and this is something you guys don't see either, let's see how I can do that. Maybe I can share my entire screen, but then I'm losing the chat. Let's see, one moment. No, it doesn't have to be on Brave. It can also be on Chrome, Colleen. But you do want, um, well, you do want something that runs on Chromium. So that's either Terra or Brave or something like that. In the meantime, I'm trying to open. I'm closing actually some stuff, and I'm going to share my entire screen. But just to make sure that I'm not sharing anything private, I'm just closing some tabs in here. Okay. Let's see, we're still here. Okay, yes, we're still here. I'm going to screen share again. Stay with me. Your entire screen. That's what we want. Here we go. Probably will be a huge screen with the Vancouver on the background. Actually, this is a wallpaper that or a photo that I made with my iPhone back when I was in Vancouver with a lot of our members. So I have that as a wallpaper. I think you should now be able to see when I click the extension. Let's see what happens. Yeah, access with Ledger, new wallet, recover existing wallet, import private key. Let's make a new wallet. I'm calling it demo. And demo TOI. Let's do it like that. I'm giving it a password. Here we go. Here is my seed phrase that, of course, everyone can see now. So this is how you would create it. Maybe let's create a wallet in a different tab, just to be sure. Yeah, it is very small to see. Let me zoom in, and everyone can copy the seed phrase. In another wallet, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Demo TOI, and here we go. It should be gone now. So no more funds here for you guys. And as in the other tab, I'm doing the same thing. Demo TOI. What password? There we go. Then I have to quickly zoom out. I've securely written down my seed. Next. What that would do, and let me show you, is that if you then go to the next step, it would ask you for the a random word of your seed phrase, just like a lot of other protocols and wallets are doing, just to verify that you indeed have the correct seed phrase. Okay, so what I'm trying to do now is go back to this one. Here we have the TOI demo account, and the wallet is empty. I'm going to copy this address. I'm going to go to my Terra station on the desktop. That's on my different screen, and I'm going to select a different wallet there, just to send some funds to this wallet. Here we go. Logging in on the other screen. Of course, should type the password correct. And I'm going to say, okay, send. And I'm going to send some Luna. It's asking me to double check my transaction and to type in my password, which I'm doing. Okay, sending, sending, sending. Success, it was sent. Okay, now hopefully this will be a bit of a smooth transaction. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that was pretty smooth. So I now have 6 Luna on here, and that's fine. I can do all kind of stuff with this. For example, what I could do is I could use it to do some staking, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that as well. On a different screen, I'm importing our newly generated password or seed phrase, sorry. Give me a sec, and then I will show you guys that screen as well. So this is the Terra Station desktop app, and it's very small. But I'm going to show you guys anyway. So I see in my wallet, I see a dashboard over here with the Luna price, the staking ratio, so 37.18% at the moment is being staked, the staking return, total amount of accounts, tax rewards, all kind of stuff. And under staking, you can see all these validators or nodes. There are some benefits of some, like every node, of course, has voting power. So the one you stake your Luna to will get your voting power, basically. And some charge a high commission, like 10%, and others are asking only 8%. And then there's a tricky thing that if you click on a validator, that some are saying that, for example, they have a max commission. Here you can see, for example, the max commission rate is 33%, and the max daily commission change is 1.2%. That means that the current commission of 10% can go up to 33% with a 1.2% increase a day. If you want just something easy to stake, I would go with something like ProtosOne, which I can recommend. It's one of the developers of Terra as well, who has his node up and running, or ZerpOne, which is from the same guy, and he's asking a 0% commission with a max commission rate of 10%. And it's still a relatively small node as well, which is beneficial for the network, of course. Yeah, this is something like MetaMask in a way that you can control your wallet here, but at the same time, it only works for the Terra infrastructure. So you can't really do anything else with it unless you're in the Terra ecosystem. Now that we have some Luna, there are different protocols built in the Terra ecosystem that you could play around with. For example, there is Terra.mirror.finance, and there is app.mirror.finance. anchorprotocol.com, I believe. Yep. And you can see that this is the dashboard of Mirror. And what you can do here, basically, these are synthetic stocks. So you can link this to your Terra extension. You can also use a Terra Station mobile on your phone. But let's go with the Terra extension in our browser for now. So it's asking me to allow access, which I'm doing. Okay, and here you can see I have 0 rewards to claim. This is the current MIR price, which is another token just like Luna, but it's of course MIR, the mirror token. You can trade assets here like gold, silver, Ethereum, and be aware that these are synthetic assets, so they use a bond protocol to keep up with the market price, which is updated every 30 seconds. But you're not actually buying gold, right? It's the what is the word again? Derivative. I can't speak about that word. Anyway, you guys know what I mean. Apple, BTC, all that kind of stuff you can buy here. Because this is decentralized, there's no Binance or some central exchange involved. So then you're asking, okay, but if I'm buying this, where does this asset come from? Or if I'm selling, who am I selling to? How does that kind of stuff work? And that's basically where you have the farms that provide liquidity for the traders. And the percentages that you see here are the annualized MIR reward returns. That means that at the moment, if you would provide liquidity for MIR, you will get a 51% return a year in the MIR token at the moment. When MIR was first launched, this was around 300, 400% maybe. At the moment, it's been dropping. And this, of course, drops if the price in MIR drops, and it goes up if the price of MIR goes up. And it's up to you if you claim your rewards on a daily basis, or you do it once a week, or once a month, or once 6 months. It totally depends on if you're bullish on the underlying asset or not. Farmer Dave had a nice daily brief as well surrounding this topic, which I would highly recommend to watch back if you want to know more about liquidity pools and farming and all that kind of stuff. But this should be pretty, I wouldn't say straightforward, but maybe convenient for the ones who already know some of the terms. Some of the terms in here. Will is asking, does someone actually hold equity shares? No, these are virtual tokens that are packing the price to the underlying asset through an oracle. So it's not that you're actually buying Apple or that someone actually has Apple. So yeah. What you else can do if you have MIR tokens, which I don't have at the moment, you can see in my wallet I have 0 UST. I only have my 6 Luna in my wallet still. I could also put it just in govern, and this gives me at the moment a 60% return a year. And with being in govern, I can vote on proposals. Because this is decentralized, the community, including us, can bring up any proposal that we want, and people can vote on it. And some things get passed, and some things get rejected. And that can be for whatever reason. And by contributing in voting, you also get some rewards. So there is this is MIR, and I think I'm going to make this a 2-part episode because there's a lot of stuff we can dive into. Let's see. If we go to Anchor, because remember, Mirror is basically a platform for trading. Now, if we go to Anchor, this is more a platform for savings. So everyone knows there's USDT, which is the Tether coin. There is USDC. There's all kind of stable coins. But the issue with those stable coins is that they are centralized, meaning that some central authority can print as much as they want. basically like the US dollar and the euro and all that. Um, I've now connected my wallet to Anchor, and Anchor is all about saving in UST. And UST is the decentralized DeFi algorithmic coin of Terra, which is one-on-one packed with Luna, which I've explained a lot of times already on the Daily Brief, so I'm not going to dive into that. But basically, if the market cap of UST goes up, Luna goes up. If the market cap of UST goes down, the amount of Luna goes up again. So they are tied one-on-one. You can deposit your money here, and if you deposit your UST, you will get a 90.51% return a year. And they are aiming for 20%, but this is at the moment what's possible. But I've never seen this dropping below 19 or 18.8%, something like that. If you're like, okay, well, that's all fine, but I don't really trust this protocol or Terra, and it's DeFi and it's new, because remember, this is the frontier of the DeFi space as well. There are some companies that they are linking here that offer insurance. The top one is interesting. It offers a UST pack insurance, which means that you get insured for the case that when one UST is not worth anymore the same as $1. So you can get an insurance for that. And the other insurances are smart contracts insurances, meaning that if there's an attack on the smart contract or there's an exploit or something else, you also get compensated. How these insurances make their money is, for example, that you pay a 2% fee on your deposit during a period of 6 months or whatever long you want to be insured for. Of course, if you would do the UST pack insurance and the smart contracts insurance, which I haven't done personally, but then you would maybe be left over with 15-16% a year, which still beats most banks, of course. And then at least you have some kind of insurance. Probably it's still not 100%, but it surely gets you more get a better sleep at night, I guess, if you're new to the protocol. You can do all kind of things with your Luna. So, for example, you could just leave your Luna on Binance and work your orders, or you could stake some Luna to a node. For example, here I could delegate, for example, 0.1 Luna to this wonderful node. Be aware that if I now delegate my Luna in here, it's locked for 21 days. So you won't be able to sell before the 21-day period is over. So then you need to do let me check. Need to do a withdrawal, which will take 21 days before you got your funds back. Oh yes, I remember. For these accounts. Yes, Will, UST is an algo stablecoin. And yes, this makes you a diamond hand by default, because there's no way you can sell if the market is topping. What did I set my password to? This is just my local password, so it's not my seed phrase. So even if I lost it because I made a typo, that's okay. Let's skip that one. But anyway, I would fill in the password and I would be delegating. So here is the borrowing part of Anchor, because this earn percentage needs to be paid by someone, right? It just can't be made out of thin air. So how that's done is that people can provide B Luna, which is bonded Luna. Basically, there's Luna, and when you provide your Luna to something like Anchor, you get B Luna in return. If we go to bonding, you can see that, for example, I have 6 Luna here. If I would swap it to B Luna, I get 6.360152 B Luna. Usually, you get a little bit more B Luna for your Luna than the other way around. And that's because B Luna has some disadvantages. One of them is if you want to convert it back to Luna, you can either burn it, and then it will take another 21 days before your B Luna gets converted back to Luna, but it will be one-on-one unless there's some slashing events, which I haven't seen occurring yet. Or you can go for the instant burn, but then you will pay a fee of about, and it depends, between 2 and 5%. Anyway, this goes all real quick, of course. Let's go to this screen again. I want to go and do 3 Luna to B Luna. And I just pick a validator. It doesn't really matter which one, but I will go with Chorus 1 because that's also the validator I'm staking. So why not go with that? It says not enough transaction fees, and that's correct because I don't have any UST and it wants UST. Here you can see the transaction fee is 25 cents, but I don't have 25 cents at the moment. One way, or what you could do, is either go to your Terra station and go to swap, and there swap your Luna or partially for some UST. But then, of course, you got to remember your password, which I don't now. Or you can go to terraswap.io. Sometimes they do offer a little bit better rates than Terra stations, but sometimes it's also the other way around. So you will have to check what gives you the best rate. Let's see if it wants to load. Let me connect my wallet again. And don't just connect your wallet everywhere, guys. But these sites that I'm showing now, those are pretty trustworthy. So, okay, I'm going to sell some Luna. And the fee must be Luna because that's the only thing I have. I'm going to sell it for UST. You can see that the transaction fee 0.06 Luna. The minimum I will receive is 27 USD, but the estimate is 28.271. Of course, if you would dump 2000 Luna here, you will get a little bit more slippage, and it will be it can be a little bit less what you're receiving. There we go. Selling some Luna. Initiating the dump to levels below 12. Now market sold my 2 Luna. Now I have UST. So now I can go back to Anchor and move some Luna to B Luna. So you can see I still have 4 Luna left. Let's take 3 Luna, swap it to B Luna, do Chorus 1, just because I like the guys. And do the same thing again. Waiting for the receipt. Completed. My 3 Luna are now bonded, and I now have minted 3 B Luna, or almost 3 B Luna. These rewards, or not rewards, these transaction fees, for example, go to the people who use the ENCUST liquidity pool here, which is sitting at 40% at the moment. But that's also an interesting coin, I think, because it's kind of a cornerstone of the entire Terra ecosystem. And the price is really bad at the moment because the tokenomics are bad, but I think they're going to turn that around. Yeah, it's something to look into. Anyway, I have my B Luna now, and I still have some UST left. So what I can do now is, on one hand, I can just be someone who said, okay, Bitcoin is high enough. I want to get out of my altcoins, but I want to get some return on my stable coins, and I don't want to cash it out. UST might be a good option just to park your money. So, for example, I'm going to deposit the full 10 UST here into Anchor Earn. And by having that deposited into Anchor Earn, you will see I now have almost $10, which will give me a whopping 1.951 USD a year, which makes sense if you look at the APY. You can also see what it gives me per day, per week, per month, and it auto compounds. So that's a good thing. That the reward you will get will automatically add up to your deposit, so you get an exponential growth and no fees or anything. If you want to withdraw some rewards again, this always takes a transaction fee of 25 cents. So it's pretty cheap. Okay, so I have deposited my stablecoin because I sold some Bitcoin or whatever into Anchor Earn, and I'm earning a nice percentage a year. But I also had my Luna, and long term I'm bullish on Luna, but I want to have some higher yields than just taking it in Terra Station to one of the validators. So what I can do is here I can go to collateral and I can provide B Luna. Let's say I provide all my B Luna, and you can see that I get a borrow limit of 25 USD. That means that because I'm now providing my B Luna to this ecosystem, I get a whopping 25 USD back. Let's see. Here we go. You can now see, not yet. Let's refresh. Ooh, where is my progress bar? Is it because I'm zoomed in? Or is it because it's too little? I have no clue at the moment. Oh no, I haven't borrowed yet. Sorry, I just provided collateral. Now I'm going to take a loan. So with my collateral, I'm entitled to get a loan. I can do the recommended percentage of 45%. This is the loan to value. Note that if you go above the 60%, you will get liquidated partially. That means that 30% of your B Luna will be liquidated and you won't ever see it back again. So just if you don't want to sit stressed behind the PC the entire day, go with some safe value like 35%, maybe 40%, something like that. Don't go too crazy on this if this is all new to you. And if you really are new, then maybe just go with 20% and see how this behaves. So I'm going to say, okay, I provided my 3 Luna as B Luna as collateral, and I'm going to take a loan on this. And by doing that, I'm getting a loan of 8 USD. Now that's funny because with this 8 USD, I basically made my Luna position partially liquid. And also, I'm getting paid by borrowing, which makes this even more crazy. So I now got extra USD and I get paid on my loan. And what I could do with this USD is put it again in Earn. So now instead of 10 USD, I could put in another 8 USD that I just took the loan on. What other people are doing is with the 8 USD, they're buying more Luna, then converting to B Luna, then providing as collateral, taking another loan, and rinse and repeat. And you got yourself a very leveraged position on Luna. What they didn't realize is that if the market comes down, you have to be able to repay this loan. Because I haven't spent my 8 USD at the moment, I can just repay the entire loan and have no debt. When will I have more debt? When the Luna price drops. So you can also see that because I have a loan now, is that at the bottom, this price tells you the price on which that if Luna reaches this price, I will get liquidated. So $4.72. And I'm like, well, Luna is now at $14, so I can borrow some more. I feel it's safe enough. And here you can see again the estimated B asset liquidation price. So maybe let's go to something like 8. So I'm borrowing an additional $6. Boom, there we go. And here you can see $25 in the top right corner. I'm borrowing an additional 6. Waiting for the receipt. And now I've got 31 USD. Again, I could just put this in Earn, and let's maybe put 10 in Earn. And the benefit of putting it in Earn is that you can still like quickly withdraw it and use it to repay your loan, even if USD loses its peg, because the loan is valued in USD. So there's no risk that USD goes down or up in value or whatever. So I've now deposited 20 USD, which will give me 1 cent a day or $3.9 a year, which is a lot better already. I still got my 20 USD. And remember, I started with six Luna. And with the 20 USD, I could go, for example, go to Mir, and I could, for example, buy some Mir, for example, for the amount of 5 USD. Here you get all the information about what this actually is and how risky this all still is. I'm waiting for the receipt. I've bought some Mir. And now, because I have another asset, I can also go to my Terra Station wallet. And you can now see that I have Luna, USD, AUSD, which is Anchor USD, and Mir. And that Mir I can use, for example, to put it in a farm. And by putting it in a farm, I'm earning that juicy, what was it, 50%, something like that. But I have to provide the same amount worth in USD. That means another 4.98, and I still have $15, so that's fine. Now, if Mir would go up in price, I wouldn't benefit the full 100% because people would be selling their Mir to me, leaving me with more USD and less of my Mir position. So if you would be really bullish about Mir that it's going to do it 10 times, it would be better if you just put your Mir in govern, because you would profit from the price increase. So yeah, now I have some farming that gives me a 51%. And there are way more advanced farming techniques that you can do with delta, neutral, and all that kind of stuff. But I want to keep that for another day. Another cool site that you can bookmark is 8 Finance. Here we go. And what you can do is basically you can copy your Terra address, and you can go to a board, which you can also use for different protocols, by the way. You can hit go, and then it will, for you, nicely collect all assets that you have attached to this address on the Terra network. It takes some time, especially because I've now not deselected some change, but I have them all. So here you can see, and it's still loading, I believe. Yeah, still loading. Here you can see the net worth that I have is $86. Total assets 101. Why is that? That's because I took out a loan on Anchor. Remember? If you go to borrow, you can see that I borrowed $14.5. So if we add those two, I get the 101. But it's not my net worth because this is a debt that needs to be repaid one day. Here I can see my portfolio exposure. And this is actually also how I try to do it for TOI or privately, that the Luna position is about 50% of what's in the Terra ecosystem. And all the other stuff is either in USD or Mir or in M assets or something else. But you can come up with a diversification and portfolio exposure you find comfortable with yourself. Chain allocation 100% Terra, because that's the only thing I showed you guys. Your wallets, your savings, your deposits, the debt ratio. Remember, we need to keep this number. We need to keep an eye on this number, because once this number gets to above 60%, you will get liquidated. So make sure to set some alarms by using TradingView or some mobile app, and set some alarms on the Luna price. Yeah, that's basically it for the first part I wanted to show you guys. Are there any questions at the moment? I know it's a lot of information maybe, and I'm kind of rushing, but there's just so much to cover. And I wanted to make this a full packed episode with stuff. So next week we can do some more advanced stuff, maybe, if there's no big development update. Let me quickly check the Rocket chat, because at the moment I only have the Google Hangout chat on my screen. So that's the only thing I can see questions coming up. Let me quickly log in. And also, guys, if you want to dip your toes into this, but you still have questions or things are not clear, feel free to DM me or reach out. If this all went a little bit too fast and you want like a baby step tutorial, I can recommend, and I hope I can find it. YouTube nachos. Oh, that's a bad search term. Terra. Now we're getting somewhere, I think. Yeah. You can look for a Nacho Don. He has a channel on YouTube, and he made a playlist with videos that cover a lot of stuff in the Terra Luna ecosystem, step by step, explaining what Anchor is, how it works,
Okay, ladies and
what
gentlemen,
Luna is.
it is Nacho Don coming to you with.
Yes, thank you, Nacho Don. I just wanted to share this. Here we go. So I can recommend his videos. Some are a little bit outdated now because the interface changed, but it's basically about this part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and maybe even minting on Mirror, which is more advanced, and all done with the old interface, but the concepts stay the same. I don't see any new questions. Oh, what was it, Colleen? What was the YouTube channel? Yes, let me post this link in the lounge, and maybe we can also add it as a description of this daily brief on the website. For reference, posting it in the lounge now. Here it is. So yeah, this was basically the daily brief that I wanted, where I wanted to cover all of the intro in the Terra ecosystem. So yeah, if you're going to play with it and have any questions left, feel free to hook me up. We still got a few minutes left, but I don't mind leaving it at this for now. Else I'm just go rambling unuseful stuff and unuseful talk. So let's keep this this episode full of value. Then there's nothing left for me to say besides bye for now and see you next week. Thank you guys.